Zoom recording in progress. Did you guys all do that? Did it say it?
That sounds official.
I know, that's kind of cool. And so welcome to month 5, which is block from month 4 on the pattern. And I was telling everybody else, Carol's the one that didn't hear this. This month's blew me away. I can't get it right at all. And so I tried it, doing it there, and then I'm too late. I didn't start using the corner pop, and then I got lost on the corner pop. And so then I tried paper piecing it. And so I haven't had a good result. So we're going to start with Dorothy showing us the corner pop method. And then I'm going to talk about a paper piecing method. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about this week. And then I'm going to open it up to discussion as to whether or not we should have a second class next week to see where everybody stands on that. And then to add in the remainder, putting the rest of the block together, because I can't get past these first unit 1 and unit 2s. It's not working out. And I'm going to steal the camera for just a second to share what mine look like, so you can see just how many problems I'm having with it. Okay. So these are mine. All right. And I'm not happy with them at all, because look at how crooked these are. Okay. The seam allowances aren't the same here and here, and they're not flowing straight. And so with any little deviance from the exact sew line, and they're going to come out looking wonky like this. And I think that some of the wonkiness is optical illusion because of the movements in the fabric. And I get that. But man, if you're just a hair off, it just doesn't look right. And so that's why I decided this morning that I was going to try paper piecing it. So I've got the paper piecing pattern put together, but I haven't yet had time to actually try it out. So we're a guinea pig on that. Because if we can't get these pieces, and you got to make 12 of these guys, and then 4 of the same thing with different colored fabrics. And so, you know, you got to really get those right, or it's going to look wonky in your quilt. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so, you know, I started looking yesterday at the corner pop ruler, and thank goodness Dorothy has already done this step using the corner pop ruler. So she's going to be able to walk us through that on how to use. And then if you don't have the corner pop ruler, I've always got one you can borrow, or we can figure out something else. But then after she's gone through the corner pop ruler, I'm going to go ahead and talk about paper piecing it, and to give you some options on how to do this block. Because I know I'm not the best quilter, and I know some of you might not have any problems with this, but I sure had a tough time. So I want to give you guys options on ways to do it. And with that, I will turn it over to Dorothy.
Okay. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I don't know why my camera is showing things backwards. Oh no, it's all right now, showing that properly. Okay, so who of you has the corner pop tool? Tammy and just 2 of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I won't spend a whole lot of time on this because it won't be helpful. It'll be helpful to only 2 of you, and 1 of you knows how to do it already.
Well, show us how to use the ruler, and then maybe buy it.
Okay, so the corner pop tool is basically when you're doing the instructions, the way the pattern says, you're cutting a folded corner
Right.
for your.
That's what I started doing while I was waiting.
Yes. You started with a base square, which was a 2-inch square.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it had you cut a strip, which was, I think, 1 3/4 inches.
1 1/4 inches.
1 1/4 inches. So it was going to fit exactly on this square. So the concept of the corner pop is to cut that corner square oversized. So when I sent you the instructions for month 4,
Right.
This is showing it backwards, sorry.
Nope, it showed it right.
Basically, I said instead of cutting that 1.25 inches, you would cut it a 2-inch square. So this here is, this is my 2-inch square,
That's the background. Okay.
and we cut it in half, so we ended up with oversized triangles.
Okay.
So then the next thing to do is to take your base square, which is 2 inches, and cut the corner off of it instead of just putting your square on it and stitching it. You're going to cut the corner of that square. So according to the directions I gave you and the ruler, let me show you this ruler first. The ruler, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
The ruler has one end here that says cutaway corners, and it tells you how to cut away the corners, and there's a chart in the instructions, but I'm not going to belabor that, but it tells you, yeah.
So that's how you figured out which line to use.
Out because the chart tells you, the first line in the chart says the finished, what does it say? The finished folded corner or something like that.
Finished size.
The finished, I'm sorry, the
Published size.
published size, the published size, whatever that was. And then if you follow down, it's going to tell you the cutaway corner.
Yeah. Okay.
For that size, which is in this case 3/4 inch. So what I did was take this ruler and put this 3/4 inch on the corner there and whack that off. Let me get my whacker. I've got that on the 3/4 inch there, and I whack that off and then turn it around. Oh, great. What do you know, this blade stinks.
Oh,
And
wow.
turn it around and then cut the 3/4 corner off of the other side. Whack that off. Now your base thing looks like that, and you're going to take these two triangles and stitch them on. Like that.
You just kind of try.
Stitch it there and stitch it there. So once you do that, you've got something that looks like this. I've stitched these two on. And then to get your perfect unit, you're going to use the other side of the ruler, which has the trim down. It says trim down here.
Mm-hmm.
And the trim down size we want is 3/4. This is 1/4 inch increment. So it's the one between a 1/2 and 1 inch. So it's 3/4. And what you do now is take that line and put it right on the seam that you just sewed.
Yep.
The 3/4 inch line, and it will line up exactly with the edge of your base unit.
Yeah.
That funny piece, this piece, because this piece, you don't want to mess with this because this is already perfect. You cut it at 2 inches. So when you, I don't know if you can see that, when you line this up, you're going to trim the edges there. You're not going to trim any of what it's dark blue here for me. You're going to cut only the corner.
Yeah.
And now you've got a perfect corner. See that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then you turn it around and cut the other side of it.
The same way.
So they all come out perfect. And I will say I haven't sewn the corner triangles onto it yet, but I'm certain it will come out perfect because the square came out perfect.
Yeah.
So I can't see that ruler really well, but there's a line that's supposed to line up with the seam that you sewed. So if your seam allowance is off, it will tell you that, right? Is that what you're saying?
Your allowance is not going to be off because you cut your pieces perfectly and line them up.
What you're using on your same. So if you're too small or too big,
Yes,
you
you're-
won't see it on the
yes,
ruler because it won't line up on those
It
sides.
now? Can you see it now?
Yes,
This, you're lining it up. Sorry.
right,
Oh, yeah, we can see it.
This is the line that you're going to be lining it up with. It's a 3/4 inch line.
right. Okay,
And how did you know to line it up with the 3/4 inch?
Because these,
Um,
let me show you,
because
unpack that one, Dorothy. This is the rule or the instructions you get with the corner pop ruler. And
Okay,
so what it has got in here is this chart. Okay, and if you look at that chart, is it focusing on it?
no, I can't see
You
it,
got to
but
put it up closer. Anyway, the top row of the chart is going to ask you to look at your pattern and look for the size of the folded corner, which in
uh-huh,
our case was 1.25 inches. So on the chart, you'll find that. And then you'll move down one row and it will tell you what size to cut the triangles. It's actually, you're going to cut a square first, and then you're going to cut that into triangles, but that's where you get it. And then there's
Okay.
another row on there that tells you which corner trim size to use. So it's all in the chart with
Yeah,
the instructions with the ruler. But
okay,
the key thing is the published corner piece, which is a square. But they're, in our case, like I said, was 1.25 inches, but it told you to cut a 2-inch square and cut it in half. So you ended up with these triangles.
okay,
oh yeah, well, let me tell you what, that makes a huge difference, okay? Because
Different.
I was short on so many of them doing it where sewing down the middle with the
Well,
1/4 inch.
Especially when you're using a tiny thing like that. But
Yeah.
so I've 12 of these in the last hour and every one of them came out perfect. And so there's no reason that they won't come out perfect. So the
Tucker trimmer is just amazing, it really
they
is.
are amazing. So the main thing with this is the way you stitch this, because the line on your triangle is perfect. And the line that you trimmed off on this piece is perfect. So you put your triangle underneath it. And all you have to do is line up the edges there and center it and stitch. And I usually use a scant 1/4 inch.
Okay.
And once you sew on both of those and trim it, you've got.
Well, see, what you can,
When you sew on both of those, you get this
yeah,
and ready to trim. And once you trim it, you have this.
okay, so I've got the ruler, so Debbie or Carol, either one of you, if you want to come over and trim it and stuff, that would be okay with me, because I'll tell you, that's got to be a lot better than what I was doing with even the paper piecing.
Okay, all right, I tell you what, I'm gonna try, like I've got all the ones with the bee fabric sewn. I'm gonna try those and see how they look, but I can already see that a couple of them are not perfect, so I may, will you be there tomorrow?
Me?
Uh-huh,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
And I have a tool too, if anybody wants to stop by the shop tomorrow or Thursday and borrow it.
okay.
I've already got mine all cut, so I'm gonna see how this goes.
Yeah, me too. I've got mine cut too. That's why I'm gonna try it this way, but
Yeah.
if I'm having an issue with
Right.
it, I will
Yeah.
definitely do
I
that.
find if you're, I don't draw the line because I use the marks on my bed for a
Yeah.
straight line and have a tape thing. But if you make sure you're sewing to the right of the line, then you still when you fold it out, it might be a little bit big and you can still trim it down. I don't know if it's going to match up exactly and make them as perfect as that, but it might help. I still
Yeah.
fair to the right of the line.
Well, I'll be curious to
That's
see how you
good
guys
advice,
do,
too.
because it just did not.
That's one of the reasons that makes this easier, Carol, because
Right,
you're just lining up those raw edges there.
right. That
And
makes total sense. I
If you
might
don't
have to
get it
get that.
perfectly centered, it doesn't matter. And then pressing it is important, of course.
Mhm.
but
Right.
So that's awesome.
I don't know who that is.
So now I can go back and recut all my squares, which is why I bought an extra yard of all the fabrics.
I know, I did too. I
I
did
know,
that.
I'm gonna screw this up.
I would say the only thing you have to remember is when you are trimming down these corners like this, and you put that 3/4 inch line on your seam line and line up the edges right here.
Yeah,
Don't trim it off any of the base
True,
unit, the
right.
base square, because you don't need to.
Right,
You're only cutting off the triangle that you applied.
right, okay.
that's cool. Unless your original square was not 2.5 or not 2
Well,
inches.
you have to make sure your
Yeah.
original square has to be perfect. Yes, we're assuming that you got a 2-inch square perfect.
Boy, that's a lot of assumptions on my part.
If you can get that perfect, you're hosed anyway, but
That's why I use the AccuQuilt cutter, because I know I'd never have it on my own. So yeah. Cool. Okay. So now everybody got the corner pop ruler and how to do it that way.
Yep.
Got how to do it the way the pattern says to do it. And if you already cut out your fabrics, that's the way to do it. All right.
See how it goes.
And
I'm going to turn off my
camera.
my camera with the.
Yeah. Okay. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my camera and I'm going to show you a third alternative, which is paper piecing. Now this one, paper piecing, you can do with the pieces that you've already cut out. Okay. And so far, I think it's going to work okay. It's just I'm still having some of the same problems I had before, where my 1 1/4 inch square just does not stretch out to give me that good quarter seam allowance. And so some of my quarter seam allowances are more about 1/8 of an inch. So, I think that Dorothy's, if you're going to recut it to Dorothy's way. But if you want to try to use it and do paper piecing, I'll show you how that one works. Okay. So the paper piecing pattern I came out with. Move all this stuff off. Totally off. Okay. Perfect. Is right here. Okay. Everybody see that one?
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right. And so all I'm doing there is, instead of making all my center squares and then sewing all the triangles on, is it's doing it in one pieces in the exact way that you're going to end up sewing it together. Because what you're going to do is sew your triangles on so that you make these parallelograms, and then you sew these parallelograms together. And so what you'll do is you'll paper piece these 4 pieces, okay, and then you'll sew them together. All right. And so it goes A, B, C, D. Now, D, that one's pretty easy. You're not going to get that one far off. So if you don't want to paper piece it, that's fine. I think, mine were pretty well spot on my D fabrics. Okay. So there's my D. And so what I did is I had pieces that I've already sewn together here. Let me see. So this is A. All right. And then this is B. And then this is C. As you can see, I had to take, oops, I'm missing, there's the other triangle, and there's a triangle there, and there's a triangle there. Okay, so I've got all those laid out. And then I've got a second one that I copied that I'm actually going to stitch on. All right. And it's not too bad. It seems like, oh my gosh, it's so tiny, but it's really not that bad. And so what you're going to do, I'm going to move my camera over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing, is let me see, this is B also, A. So A, I gotta rip apart first. Repress it. Okay, so now. Press it. I think my mom's out there taking Russian lessons.
Tammy, what did you say mom is doing?
She's listening to something in Russian out there, so so it's pretty funny. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my fabric on the back side of this pattern so that it covers the A area. Okay, and so if I look through and in the light, it's covering my A area. Then I'm going to press a little better aligned here. Okay, and then I'm going to put my little corner wing on there, align it up, flip it over, and I'm going to sew on this line. Okay, so I just stitched across this line right here. So when I flip over, it's going to put that corner out. Okay, I'm going to press that down. And then I'm going to take my second little square and I'm going to put it on this side of it. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to stitch this line down. Okay. And then I'm going to flip that one back. Now see how that one's a little short. And so I'm going to flip it. I'm going to look at it through the light like this. And I'm going, okay, is it going to hit my 1/4 inch seam? And I can see that there's only going to be like 1/8 of an inch seam up along this area right here, right up there. But that's okay. That's close enough for me with this fabric. And so now to sew my rectangle on, I'm going to take my little beautiful little folding card that was given to me by somebody very special. And I'm going to fold on this line. Okay. And then I'm going to take my 1/4 inch, add a 1/4 ruler, and I'm going to trim that to a 1/4 inch. Okay. So now when I go to line up my triangle, I'm going to line it up to where it covers the seam allowance on the bottom and then the seam allowance on the side. All right, so it's way bigger than I need, so I'm good with that. And so I'm just going to place it against this 1/4 inch, and I'm going to try to kind of center it so that it gets coverage on both sides. And then I'm just, oops, sorry. I'm going to flip this back and I'm going to stitch it. I have that on there wrong. This is where you have to watch. It's got to go, the right angle has got to go at the same right angle as on your pattern. You got to make sure the right angle matches up because that's what's going to get you in trouble if you do it wrong. And so I matched up my right angles on that right angle. I got a good 1/4 inch seam and I'm going to stitch that seam. So now when I peel this guy back, I've got part A done, okay? Now I'm gonna trim part A, and when I trim it now, I'm gonna trim it on my seam allowance lines. And so if you go back to here, this is where you'll be able to see, let me make sure I can see this on the camera. Okay, so I'm gonna trim on the dotted line, which is my seam allowance line. Okay. I'm getting a little short here because I can't see directly over the ruler. Okay, and so when I now turn it over, I can see right there in that corner, you already see right there, white paper showing, so I don't have a good seam allowance right there. And so now I need to look at it up here and go, am I gonna be able to get a seam at all on that? Where am I at? Barely, okay, I barely got my seam allowance up in the corner. So I should have paid more attention to getting it up in that corner better. Okay, but that's all there is to paper piecing each paper piece. And then when you get the 4 sections done, then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew section A to section B, which is gonna go right here, and I'm gonna offset it, okay? Is that right, or is it the other way? No, because I'm doing it backwards. I'm gonna offset it. It prints backwards on here, okay? And so yes, this is correct, but it's gonna be going the other way. And then I just turn it over here and I sew, so I'm gonna turn it like that. And when I match up these seam allowances and nest that seam right there, it'll come out perfect. So you can try it either paper pieced or you can try it with the squares, whichever way. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want the paper pieced one, just send me a little text real quick and I can email that to you. And other than that, we can go sew. Anybody want to try one? Carol, I want to see what yours works out to be.
I'm gonna stick with the ruler.
You're going to stick with what?
I'm gonna stick with the Deb Tucker ruler.
I may go recut my squares and try that because that looked really good.
I think that looks easier, actually.
Yeah.
And I know that they always come out just right. Do you all know, like, is there a shop anywhere around that sells Deb Tucker?
No, I can order them from Checker.
Okay.
So that's why for this week you'd have to use it. But
Right, right.
Month 5 too, Dorothy?
I'm sorry?
Don't we use it in month 5 too? Or month 6?
Um,
Oh, Tuckerizing the flying geese.
I don't know if we use that one. Let me go get mine.
No, I tell you, if you would, next time you place an order, if you would order me one of these anyway, and if there's another one that we're using in another month, if you would order that one for me also.
Okay. If you'll do me a favor, just send me an email and tell me to order
Okay.
Deb Tucker rulers for the bomb and
Okay.
because I don't have a memory between here and home.
Okay.
And it gets worse by the day.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I'm gonna play with my paper piecing for a while. If anybody needs anything, just yell.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Did everybody have a good Memorial Day?
Quiet, didn't do anything, but yeah, it was not
Yeah.
nice and cold.
Well, my sister came out and spent 2 weeks with us, so that's one of the reasons I didn't get anything done.
Right.
We spent last week in Virginia Beach, and that was very nice. Just a week of total relaxation.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I worked some more on the crochet quilt that I'm working on now.
Mhm.
My little redhead nieces and nephews came down this past weekend and they swam for hours on Saturday.
Oh, I'll bet.
So cold.
Oh, it was freezing.
They were in the pool. Yesterday I went in with them, but Saturday they kept saying, oh no, Sunday rather. Sunday they kept saying, "Hey Carol, you coming in?" And I'm like, "Nope,
Nope.
nope."
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
Yesterday was tolerable.
Well, my son went in the ocean down at
Oh,
or down at Virginia Beach, but
it's
you
cold.
know, I just couldn't get it past. I was up to the bottom of my bathing suit, but that's about as far as I could go. And it was like, okay, that's just too cold.
Yeah.
It was warm last. I'm not the ocean, but the temperatures were warm last week, or I guess
Yeah.
last weekend. We were in Connecticut. It was hot.
Oh, how was Connecticut?
It was nice. We finally
it?
had my niece's bridal shower, who had her wedding canceled so many times.
Oh my gosh.
It was very nice. And
Yeah.
just seeing everybody we hadn't seen since my son's wedding in December 2019.
Wow.
It was very nice.
Wow.
We'll
Yeah.
go back in 3 weekends for the wedding.
Mm.
I'm excited.
That will be fun.
It will.
So my next trip is in July out to the Sisters Quilt Show. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Have they said if it's in person yet?
They've submitted the permit and everything, but they haven't gotten approval yet. So
We're gonna do our guy and dolls quilt. That's so awesome.
yes, isn't that cool? I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be so neat, and I
awesome.
cannot wait. I mailed it sometime in June. I'm supposed to be getting an email here shortly with instructions and everything. So
Fun.
yeah, like, oh, it's hard to think about actually mailing it though. You know?
I hate mailing quilts,
I know,
but
You
you
know.
do what you can do.
you do what you do. So, because otherwise I'd have to have it out there the day before I get out there physically. It's like, okay, that's not going to work.
Right.
So, you know,
So Tammy, I was looking up my tuckerizing instructions,
okay.
which of course I don't remember.
I got it right
The
here.
the month 5 flying geese
Mm-hmm.
are an odd size.
Of
So-
course.
Not on the
So
road.
cannot use the wing clipper
Okay.
for those.
You find paper piecing, it probably goes well that way.
Well, I
Just a
did
piece.
I did provide some instructions for doing a similar thing,
Right.
but it's not. It's you kind of have to create your own tucker trimmer to use it. So I don't know if it's worth.
Okay.
So
That I'll try.
the next month actually tuckerize is month 6 and month 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think month 7, the ruler is going to come in very handy.
Yes, that's where you use that, the square squared for all
Yeah.
those squares all
Now that
around
one.
the edge. Yes,
Yeah. So,
yep.
Fun.
So the corner pop, I think the corner pop one was the most helpful, and also month 1. Well, month 1 and month 7 are practically the same thing, aren't they? Or is it month? No, month 1 and month 6 are doing those same blocks, I think.
yeah.
And so the half square triangles.
Yeah. And I loved your method for doing that. That was so awesome.
Primer. Yeah, I didn't do I didn't do that. I used a different block that I found that was very similar to the bear claw,
Right.
but not the same.
Right. Well, I'm hoping I can get points right on the bear claws finally so that I can redo my center block.
Hmm.
Because I'm just not happy. I cut off too many points on my center block, not realizing that what I was doing. So I'm going to redo that block. So I'm just going to keep redoing it until I get it right.
I'm sad to say I come from the school of never redo anything.
Oh,
If it didn't come out right, then oh well.
oh well.
Depends upon how bad it looks.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes
see,
it
I
gets
think
fixed
that
and sometimes it doesn't.
your first time attempt is better than my redo. Okay?
Oh, oh, poo.
Yeah, I kind of do that quality control as I go.
Oh, I don't. I sew
Yeah.
it all and then go, oops.
No, don't do that.
Well, that's what I did on these, and
Yeah.
so I was really frustrated when it's like all of a sudden, oh, this is not looking right. Because I chain pieced them all, and it's like, forget it.
So Robin, how did all your Lemoynes come out? Your Lemoyne trails?
Oh,
Well.
she's going to show and tell for us.
Oh, good.
Oh, oh,
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
That
that's
is
awesome.
beautiful.
I love it. That one I've been wanting
Good
to make.
job. Good job.
Ah,
Very cool.
did you use the AccuQuilt to cut that, or did you?
She's tuckered. You're
Oh,
muted.
You're muted.
You're muted, Robin. Turn your sound on. We like watching
Okay.
your lips move, though.
I use the Tucker tools, the Lemoyne
Oh,
bar and the square.
that is so pretty. I love your colors. Oh my.
Beautiful.
I love the fabrics. Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
And I'm adding another border. I'm adding flying geese
Cool.
to this border here.
Oh wow.
So they're going to go all the way around just to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Oh my. That is so pretty.
Let me show you my other one that I have.
I can't wait to
This
see
is
this
the
one.
geese in the cabin. This
This
is
one is going to be so beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
Love that.
Oh my.
You have to step back.
I can't
Yeah, go
that
back.
far.
Step back. Back further. Back further.
Let's see.
That's nice.
Go on the other side of the room.
Oh, now we can't see.
Your camera's pointing at the corner of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Point your camera down. Maybe that'll
Oh,
help.
there we
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to leave the room.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
my, that is beautiful.
Oh, you have to bring that one over when you pick up your stuff, Robin, because that mom would love
Beautiful.
that. Oh,
Oh, that is so pretty.
I really
That
like
one is called what, cabin?
Geese in the cabin, is that what you said?
Geese in the cabin? Is that what? it is?
Yeah.
yeah.
That is so pretty.
I love
I
it.
looked it up online, but yours is even prettier.
Yeah,
And
your
there's
colors
six-
are
there's
awesome.
like 7 different ways that you can move the geese around to make them it look really good.
It does look really good.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
And then let's see, I'll show you this one.
Ooh, pretty.
Wow.
This is called the 1904 star. But I tuckerized it.
Nice.
And Dorothy can tell you where my tucker is.
I can.
But I'm making 36 of these blocks.
Wow.
So
Well, I
that
can't wait to see the secondary patterns.
Are they butting up against each other or do you have an alternate block?
this is what it's gonna look like.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's the idea. So
Very
Is that a
cool.
tuck pattern?
yeah. It's called the 1904 star. And they didn't see, they only gave you like parts.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
So-
it's one of the, is it one of the mystery quilts?
No, it was on Jenny Byer's website.
Ah,
Oh,
And
wow.
so
Tuckerized it?
and I tuckerized it.
Then you need to rewrite it as a tucker.
Because
I'll help you do
it
that.
was it was
tell us
like,
Deb
how am I
Tucker.
gonna do this? But I saw, like the B block and I saw,
Yeah.
square in there and I used part of the bird of paradise.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking
Triangle,
about.
not a
Yeah.
rectangle. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Beautiful.
Cool.
That is
it's
so
coming out
cool.
better than I thought it would.
That is really, really cool.
Very nice.
Wow.
So here's one that I've been working on. It's,
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, I love
Oh,
doesn't have any
yeah,
borders.
I like that.
that is pretty,
I'm
Dorothy.
testing it. I'm testing it. So
Yeah, so we've never seen it.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen something similar, but I like that. That's pretty.
So it's
it's
got like
made-
hexagons in it.
it's
Or-
made with the Star 60 tool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all hexagons. Like here's a
Right.
hexagon.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's
You
cool.
put
Wow.
them down.
That is really cool.
It looks really cool.
Did you just use one fabric?
No, it's all scrappy.
Okay.
Oh,
They look. It
Oh,
looks
real? Oh,
Okay, yeah,
So
that,
this
I
is
like
the
that.
base. This is the base unit of this Star
Right.
6 tool. This
Uh-huh.
one and this one. And so they're just use different colors on them, and then
Very
flipped them
cool.
around.
wow. That is pretty.
yeah, that is. I really like that too.
really cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna have a border of the gold all around it, and then a wider border of something similar to this.
Cool.
Gosh,
That's nice.
really pretty.
That was a lot of pinning that went on there.
I bet there was.
Robin, that's like the one we were working on in Pennsylvania.
Oh, uh-huh.
In terms of pinning. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a glutton for punishment because I bought yet another Jacqueline DeJong kit. So I think I can work on Jacqueline DeJong quilts from now until I die and still not complete them.
Yeah.
But it was so pretty and it was at Checkers and it was just, I just said, oh, I've got to get it, and let me see if I can find it and I'll show you a picture of it.
I haven't done another stitch on the one that I was working on at the retreat at Lake Anna.
Yeah, I haven't either, but
Need to pull that out. I got stuck on this. I had a deadline on this one, so I had to work on this.
oh yeah. Well, I had to dead work on these blocks and I didn't get anything done, so like talk about
This is
frustration.
a long time.
What have you got, Carol?
I'm trying to think of the name of it. Long time gone, or this is Road Home. This is long time gone. Who's the Australian lady? I forgot her
Oh,
name.
Jen Kingwell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can
Ah,
tell just by the design. Yeah.
wow.
Isn't that spectacular?
Wow.
Oh, That is so pretty.
Got a lot of stuff. I got to do borders on it, but I'm working on other stuff now because I got tired of
What is
Wow.
that.
wow? Yeah, I just got her
It's
pattern.
of redoing things. I'm not thrilled with this kind of. It's too white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this block may be redone just because I don't like the colors with the rest of it. So
that's gorgeous.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh! And what's on your frame?
that's the one I did last year with all the applique blocks.
Oh my gosh! Isn't that pretty?
I think I can show you that one.
Oh, wow.
All those
Wow.
appliques, can you see it? I don't know. It's,
Very, very
That
pretty.
is so pretty.
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty, but I only did one row and then my arm hurt, so I didn't do Well, and then we went to Connecticut, and then there was company this weekend, so I didn't get it done.
Oh gosh!
That's so pretty. I don't know how you do it all like freehand anyway, because my arm and shoulders and everything else would kill me. I know.
Well, my arm was hurting after I did all the mulch, so.
Oh, okay.
And actually, it was sewing the little beads on my niece's communion dress that started it, and then the mulch. So I'm resting. But I haven't done a lot of sewing lately.
So Carol, are you okay with being out?
Yes, now
Out and
I'm
about these
vaccinated and I'm good.
Oh my gosh! Are you gonna come by Thursday?
I hope to. Right now, it all depends on my parents all the time.
Yeah, of course.
What I'm doing with them. Although Dad had a cardiology appointment this morning, that was good, I hear, so that's good. Now we've got to go to another doctor to find out what's the problems.
Mm.
He's been to the urologist, the nephrologist, the cardiologist. Now he's going to the pulmonologist and a circulatory doc.
That sounds like my life.
Yeah.
How is Alan doing?
I mean, he's doing good. We just have a million doctor's appointments too. You know, one leads to, oh, look at that. One leads to many more appointments to try
Right.
to, you know,
Yeah.
because they still haven't figured out what caused his stroke. So,
Oh,
you know, we're still doing appointments for that, and it's been 10 months. So,
So this is the kit that I just got.
oh my goodness.
So, but isn't that spectacular?
Yes, that's so pretty.
You know, I mean, the leaves are even paper peeled, okay? And I thought, well, what happens if I just do the leaves in kind of a mottled green print? But I just
It's
love,
gorgeous though.
you
I
know,
like
I
the
just love
striped sashing. That really sets it out.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Those little blossoms must be tiny,
Yeah, but they're paper pieces and they're really easy. So, you know,
but
that's,
tiny. What is,
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of little pieces there. They look like they're like 2 or 3 inches pieces there
oh, probably less than that.
or less.
They're probably about the size of the ones that I'm doing now on her quilt, and they've been really easy to manage. So I'm hoping that they're not any smaller than that. So
Oh, those leaves. I see what you're saying about the leaves. The leaves have
Yes.
diamonds in them too.
yes,
Ah.
triangles, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so I'm thinking, what happens if I just get a modeled print? It's like, seriously, that's like a lot of work on those leaves.
Do the flowers first and then
Yeah.
the model.
What about the leaves on the border there?
No, those are just leaves.
Those are just leaves.
Yeah. So as far as I can tell,
Is that applique on it or is it paper pieced into it? I'm not sure how then.
I don't know. I'm imagining that they're applique on simply because they're a little too rounded for paper piecing. That's what I wish, that this whole block was paper pieced, but I kind of think that because you can't do curves on paper pieces. You can do straight lines, but not curves. And so I wish it was paper piece because then that means, because she does a curved seam, so that would be 2 curved seams on each block, each one of those flower blocks, and it's like, yeah. Especially when I hear her little voice going, "Are you happy with that?"
I
So,
saw one of hers that I was thinking about. It's called Walk in the Woods.
oh, I've got that one.
Yeah, that one down there.
I've got that one started if you wanted. That would be one less that I would have to do. Yeah, this is.
I figured that one might not be so bad.
It's
Oh
actually
my
not.
goodness, look at that.
Oh, that's
Let's
gorgeous.
walk in the woods. Yeah,
Oh, that's so
the
pretty.
colors are just
Yeah.
spectacular on this one. So, yeah.
Wow.
And so that's the stripes that are in here. In fact, that's the teal right there, and then that's the green. But that's the fabric that I just got in that was in the newsletter. I got it in black, red, and teal. The teal is more like a turquoise. It's a very bright teal. So, but it's spectacular, and then it's got these little silver dots in it, and it's just. I love the fabric, so they had it at Checkers, so I bought bolts.
I've been doing that block of the month over there, and it's freezer paper piecing, and you don't have to tear it off, and I'm loving that. You can do like 8 of something before you have to get a new one. So
Wow.
it's kind of cool.
I'll have to try that. That would be kind of
Yeah, I love paper piecing, but I'm liking that because I don't have to peel anything off when I'm done.
well, to me, peeling off is like probably the easiest part.
Especially when the you're doing all those tiny little wedges. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you've earned some mindless work.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just need to finish stuff. Like my paper piecing. I'm gonna go work. Oh, gosh, it's 3:00 already, guys.
No.
Like goes by so fast. It goes by so fast when you're having fun.
It does.
Oh, boy, child.
I need 3 of each of those. Yeah, this month is a lot more than the other month.
Yeah, I think that once I get past this block here, the rest of the block should not be too bad. Famous last words, but this piece has just been a nightmare.
We have to get you in the habit of thinking of the Tucker tools first.
Yeah.
Well, she sent the directions. We just didn't know the problem.
I didn't read them.
Yeah, well, that makes a difference sometimes.
Well, and actually, what really makes me mad is because I missed the part about cutting the other squares at 2 inches instead of 1¼ inches. Because had I done that, because I did mean to use the Tucker ruler, I really wanted to do that this month. And had I done that, I think I'd have been way better off.
Yeah, there's always a difference in cutting. And you always wonder if you're going to run out of fabric, but I never have.
Yeah.
Because you're cutting everything just a little bit larger, but it's really has not made a difference to so
Yeah.
far.
Well, and I found that most patterns really give you a lot of extra fabric.
Yeah, I think that's true too.
It's one of the reasons I like scrappy quilts, because if you start running out of something, you just use something similar and it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fine.
Okay, so now I start with my this guy. Right in the right corner of the collar. It's not going to work. I do not have enough seam allowance. Well, so I need to recut fabric. That's all there is to it.
Has anybody heard from Dee in the last few days?
No.
Well, last Wednesday.
Well, I was hoping that she'd dial in today, but I don't.
Was something going on?
Yeah, both she and her husband came down with COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, and so her husband is was in the ICU. I don't know if he is.
oh my gosh. Down in Stafford, like Mary Wash, or?
He's in Stafford, and then oh yeah, the paper piecing's turning out much better.
Yeah.
How it is so off? Why am I off?
If
Do
you
they
want-
know where they got it, Tammy?
Okay,
They don't.
you can come pick me up and I'll pick it up.
Um,
Yeah, I can't find the mute button.
let me
I'm
text her
totally
real
out of
quick.
practice with Zoom. I can't find the mute button. So her husband was better or not? The last you heard, he was in ICU.
And that was on. I talked to her, I think, on Saturday. So let me look real quick. D.
That's
So what, they were gonna take him somewhere for a test and they decided not to do that. They were gonna take him to Mary Washington, weren't they, for some test?
Let me see. This was.
Or-
Yeah, they were going to take him. Okay, so this was on. Let's see. I gotta go all the way back because there's a whole bunch. This was on Thursday. Was the last time I talked to her. Oh my god.
oh wow.
So,
She texted me on Wednesday, but I didn't know that.
Have they been vaccinated?
not my question to answer.
Okay.
Oh, that stinks.
I just wonder because that's scary, if
Mm-hmm.
they've had their vaccinations and still got sick.
I think the vaccines are doing well. My nephew is getting his today. One of them. Well, I hope they're well. Let me know if you hear anything.
Yeah, I just texted her. It said everybody in the class is asking about Chin.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
With me on my birthday, and I just said thank you, and I didn't talk really. Because I didn't know they, well, maybe they weren't sick then, who knows. It's a scary thing. I told you my son, he tested negative, but then the health department called them both and asked them how they were doing with their positive test. That was back in the fall, last fall, in Florida. The rapid test came back negative. They were exposed at work. And then the health department of Florida called them like 2 weeks later to ask them how they were after their positive tests. And they were like, wait, we were told they were negative. So who knows? They had all the symptoms.
Yeah.
And they did okay, thankfully.
That's just like crazy though. Well, my
He had that car accident though. He's still having some back things and going to a doctor down there. Like his car was totaled. He got rear-ended so bad that it totaled his 3-year-old car.
wow.
But he'll be fine.
Well, my niece's husband came up positive, and he had been vaccinated with the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. And so,
Was it after, like weeks after? Because you're not fully vaccinated until it's a couple weeks after.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But fortunately, nobody else came up positive. So
My aunt in Florida passed away. She was.
Oh, serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah, my aunt in Florida passed away in the spring from it.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
My dad's sister.
Gosh.
And I know some other people who did.
Yeah. It's not something to mess with, I'm telling you. Or at least I don't think it is.
Nope. That's why I've been very homebound until recently.
Yes. But I'll tell you, I am just so glad I got vaccinated.
Yeah, I was more worried. Once my parents got vaccinated, I felt a lot better. I was just very worried about giving it to them.
Yeah, that's what with me with mom,
Yep. Don't want to give it to them. Okay, I made up a bunch of these little things. And they're pretty much square. teeny little slivers coming off of them.
He's not answering me. Laura's not answering me.
Mhm. Was Laura seeing her? Laura's not sick too, is she? I texted her.
No. But I just figured Laura might
Right.
not.
Yeah, she's down there. Ugh. Alright. That one is a bad one. Bad one. Throw it away. What time is it? All right, I'm gonna have to butt out early here.
Okay. Did you get
I'm
one
in
done?
late. I'm in late. Leaving early. My husband came down to say my dad is coming by, and I need to
Oh,
see what the doctor actually said besides what he told my mother.
okay.
Sometimes that's different.
So did you say you finished one?
I didn't finish the whole thing. I got a bunch of these things.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
So
finished
yours all look pretty good.
well, I have one that I threw over there because my square originally must have been a little short. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what I measured. And when I go cutting, I go through all my little strips that I got left. So sometimes quite right.
Okay.
So it was good to see you all.
It's good
And
to
let
see
me
you.
know if you hear from Dee. I'll send her a message later, but I don't want to bombard
Okay.
her at the moment. Bye.
Bye.
And let me leave. Here I am.
Oh, so now it's just down to the four of us. Debbie's left us.
Now we can talk about everybody.
Yeah. Debbie's off camera laughing. I hear that. She just leaves the camera so that she can see if we'll talk about her when she's not on camera. Oh gosh. Well, I finished one paper piece and it still looks off, and so I'm like, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm just being far too picky.
Well, that could be.
But no, I mean, that's like 1/8 of an inch off. So why would it be? No, see, that one's right. And that one's right. So the first one's right. The second one. So did I mean, I could not. Oh. I see why it's 1/8 of an inch off. Good God, Tammy. Okay.
As long as you understand.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes me feel better because I was like, how could I be 1/8 of an inch off? And it's because my lines weren't lined up. I have to re-sew this. Obviously, that is not cut straight. Why is that not? Something is not cut straight. Because that needs to go over and there. How wonky is that going to be?
Oh, we just got a text from Dee.
Okay.
She says, thank you, ladies. Still coughing now but now on CPAC and trying not to go outside. All her blood work came out great, lungs cleared, just allergies. Nurse reminded me to continue wearing masks because it will keep the pollen out and to rinse it every time I come in and out. Bob is much improved. They are transferring him to a regular room tomorrow. He's eating regular food and sitting up watching TV and working on his computer. Still
Wow.
one at a time, but that's good news.
That's good news, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, that makes a huge difference.
So, Tammy, do you hear anything from Diane?
Diane, which Diane?
Diane Starla's
Okay,
sister.
Carlos, yeah. We actually looked into going to Morocco, but found out the tour was full, so we couldn't go. So we're really bummed. And so then
Oh.
she emailed back when I told her that it was full and we couldn't go. She emails back and says, "Okay, so where are we going now?" She's awesome. I'll tell you, I really hit it
Yeah,
on her.
enjoyed her.
Yeah.
I didn't see her name on your email.
Yeah, it's Diana Anderson. It's Diana and it's Anderson. So,
Okay.
yeah. Better send it to her. Now you make me.
I didn't see her name on the last email. The email that you sent out with the pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't see her name on there. Because I was.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right because she's not on the mail list. And I keep forgetting that she's not on the mail list. So.
Yeah, I was going to. It reminded me when I saw the picture of the scones that I didn't get any scones, and I was going to text her about that.
Oh, okay. You didn't get any scones?
Well, we already left before she did the scones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send you her email address here in a minute. Because I was going to show you. So I went through all kinds of trials and tribulations on the house for 2022 and sisters. Gosh, that was a pain. So because the two houses that I had on rent on hold, both of them came back and said, "Oh, it's not available." I was like, "Wait a minute, you already accepted my reservation, you know?" And it's
What?
yeah. So I got another house. It's not as big though, so.
So how many of us are going?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how many want to go, and so then we have to figure out.
I thought we already signed up.
Okay, so hang on just a second. I gotta figure out your upcoming trip. Where are my trips? Trip boards. Oh, okay. So maybe it's not under that one. Maybe it's under. If I quit having so many dang passwords and. Okay, log out. Let me try the other one.
Sometimes you just wonder why you get so creative with your passwords, right?
Yeah, well, mine is just trying to keep track of which email address I used.
Oh, that too.
So I had 2 Amazon accounts, okay, and I only had Prime under one of them, and so it was so funny because I kept logging into the wrong one without Prime, and so I finally got so frustrated that I changed the one that didn't have Prime. I changed the password to "This is the wrong account. Go change it." That way, every time I use my normal password and I don't get in, I know, oh, okay, that's because I'm in the wrong email address. Okay, so now trip boards, close. Tammy, my trips. Uh-oh. This is scary. I know I have a house in. What is going on here? Yeah. 2019, past trips. I'm gonna be so, I know, no, this cannot happen to me. Okay, there it is. So this is the house that I finally got. Let me share this with you guys because it's really pretty. So this is the house that I was able to get its sisters.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
I
Look
like
at that.
I like that part.
Right on the little creek. And it's got, you know, a hot tub and
Sewing area.
yeah. Well, except I don't think we'll bring our machines because it's so far away, but
Yeah.
yeah, so unless you want to bring your machine on the plane. Yeah, and so let me see. Get back out here. So there are in this house, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. Okay. And so beyond that, we would have to bring air beds or something. I think the max allowable is 8. Let me see. Sleeps 8. Yeah. So that's the max I could take. So anywhere between 5 and 8 people.
So are they queen size beds or?
Let me see. There are,
Right.
let me see, a double and 2 twins in one room. There's a queen in one room and there's a king in one room. So if Starla and Carol both go, then they would probably share the king. Oh, they got a virtual tour. I like the back patio. That's really nice.
Really pretty. And this is July?
Yeah, next July. I don't want to do this. Let me see on the map. cool thing is if you see it on the map, the Sisters Quilt Show is all in this downtown little area in here.
Mhm.
Okay. And so we're only like 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks from the quilt show.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
walking distance, really.
Yeah, and so we could go in the morning and then go home and take a break and then go back in the afternoon, so, because that was the big drawback the last time I went is you got so exhausted walking around and it was really hard to find a place to sit down and get something to drink or anything else because it was so crowded. And
Mm.
so, all the restaurants were filled to capacity and everything else. And so we can just get something to eat for lunch at the house and then, and so I have it reserved from, let me see what are the dates I got it from. So I got it from July 8th to the 12th. And so that is like Friday to Tuesday or something. Off the calendar. Yeah, so it would be arriving on Friday and then departing the following Tuesday. And so that gives us Saturday at the quilt show, and then we really don't have anything to do on that Sunday and Monday. So I'd just figure out something to do. And then on the 12th, we'd leave Sisters and we'd go back through back over towards Eugene and Salem because that's where Bear Creek Quilts is at. And so we'd go by there because that's a really neat quilt store. And then we would probably spend the night in Portland before we come home. So we'll probably spend the night in Portland when we arrive and then when we go home. So it'd be, like fly out on the 7th, stay in Portland the night of the 7th, and then the 8th drive to Sisters, stay there through the 12th, and then fly out probably the 13th or the 14th, depending on what we want to do.
Sounds cool.
Sounds cool?
Sounds cool.
I just realized I made a whole bunch extra of these things.
Oh, I'll take them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have extra because I did J's first and I forgot to mark that some of these were only 4 and some were 12.
Ah,
Oh,
So I, J, and L are only 4.
So it came out much better when I used the correct seam allowance.
Well, there you go.
My seam allowance on one side was off.
have you started joining your
Yeah, I just did on the paper.
together, Dorothy? Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Join-
this,
oh, yeah, that looks good.
That looks better than the first round.
oh, huge. Let me tell you what. Yeah, so I don't know whether I'm going to continue paper picking. I think I'm going to try it with the Tucker rulers because I have to recut it all anyway. Just because I'm too lazy to take out all of these seams. That's so,
Well, the pieces are so small.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you look comfy, Robin.
I am comfy.
With that beautiful quilt in the background. That is
Yeah, I
so,
know.
quilted
It's all quilted too, isn't it?
Yes, it's all quilted.
All done.
This is the only one that's all done.
Oh, is it done? Even the binding?
Yes, I'm like 50% through the binding.
Oh, you didn't bring it over to mom to do the binding? She would have loved to do the binding on that one.
Well, I'm not done with it yet, so sure.
Oh, yeah, bring it over. And
It's like halfway done.
oh, you gonna come over tomorrow and pick up your stuff?
Yes, before I go to work. So it'll be probably about 11
Okay,
or so.
bring it over and we'll finish it.
Okay.
And just because we'll kind of lose it between. It's so pretty. Wow.
Thank you.
I really like that
Yeah,
one.
I really like the way this one turned out.
I got another quilt kit. Let me see. Where did we go? Oh, we went down to remember the little quilt store that we went to when we went to retreats at the beach?
Uh-huh.
The what somebody's oh gosh, what is the name of it? Charlotte's Cottage.
Thimble.
Yeah, Sarah's Thimble, not Charlotte's Cottage. Isn't that the same? Yeah. Sarah's Thimble. We went to Sarah's Thimble, and of course I just went nuts because they got so much cool stuff. And I got this really neat one. And you know the curvy log cabin block that we did?
Mm-hmm.
They use that as a border on this.
Oh.
It looks like a scalloped border, and then it's just a really simple, almost like a check gingham look quilt, but just the log cabin border is spectacular. So I can't wait to make that one. And then I got another quilt kit too. I know what it was. When we went, remember, or did you go with us? Yeah, because you were navigator. Okay, remember the trip where you were navigator and we kept turning right? Okay. Remember the quilt in the window there? Was the really cool border print.
Oh yeah,
And then the kaleidoscope blocks.
Uh-huh.
Another one by Jason Yenter.
He has some cool stuff.
Oh my gosh, this one's in all the more bright colors and stuff, and it's the same exact quilt pattern, but just a different border print. I can't wait to make that. And then the really cool stuff is Carol Nicholas came over, okay, and dropped off, what is it, like 26 bags of fabric.
Breathe.
Yes.
Wow.
And there's a lot of the Ginny Beyer.
Oh, wow.
Remember Girl Shot the Block?
Yeah.
Well, and then looking through them, there was one that she did that was you take a square and you take 4 of the exact same squares, just like you would on a stack and whack, but they're squares, and then you cut it diagonally twice, and you take the 4 pieces and use them as a 4, and it really turned out cool. And then I've got another pattern for a 4 patch kaleidoscope. And so I'm going to try that with the stripes too, because it just makes such beautiful stuff. So we got a whole box of the Ginny Beyer stripes now, and I bought like half-yard pieces of about 29 different ones or something. So we're gonna play with Ginny Beyer stripes one of these.
He does have some pretty stuff.
Yeah. But Thursday, all we're gonna do is sew strips because we've probably got 25 bags of strips.
Wow.
And then we're gonna pick a dog bed day, okay? Because the
I got
bathtub
a
is
bag for
overflowing.
you that I'll drop off tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, because we got to pick a dog bed day and do mass production of dog beds. So what are you looking so concerned about, Dorothy?
Trying to remember where I put my fabric so I can cut. I don't have enough of the triangles now because I made extras, so I gotta cut more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know that fabric that I got at Cottonwood that when we were at here, let me.
Oh, the C panel? No.
It's got birds and stuff on it. I'll go get what I did with it. Hold on.
Okay, I can't wait.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell Diane. She bought that fabric to make a bag.
Yeah.
I think she Quilter's Corner.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
We need to do that bag class.
The ship.
Oh, look at
The
that.
ship.
Oh,
like
wow.
that
Oh, my
backwards,
goodness,
yeah.
I love it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, that is so pretty.
You see my birds? I got the bird.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
And then
Oh, wow.
there's
How
my
But
inside.
that
There's
looks
that
so
map. There's my
corrugated.
inside.
Is that just quilted like every half inch or something?
Uh-huh.
And what's in it? I mean, it looks really dense, thick.
Mhm.
It's that bosal inner form.
Oh,
It's already
okay.
cut for a decent size for bags.
Yeah.
And there's my
Wow.
bottom.
Oh, I love the bottom. Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
the
so
fabric I
pretty.
fell in love with. Yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow. So we got to pick a day to do the Deb Canham bag that Dorothy had.
The serger.
Yeah. Because I really want to do that. Dee really wants to do it. Did you want to do it, Robin? Robin, do you have a serger?
Yes.
Yes. And so
Oh,
Robin wants to do
Hold on,
it.
the TV. Hold on. I stepped on the remote and the TV came on.
Oh. Yeah. So we needed to set a day aside to do that, or a couple days aside to do that. And
Not a Wednesday or a Thursday.
right. And so we can do that on Zoom, or we could do it at the house, either one.
Okay.
Or we could do it at the house and then Zoom with Richmond.
Yes.
If
Are you going to do it in Richmond?
we
Or
could do it, oh
we
my,
could have a road trip to Richmond.
oh my God, yes. Okay, we're there.
Yeah.
You want to do the Deb Canham serger bag, Dorothy?
Have a little class for
Not
us.
Dorothy, Debbie.
Oh, sure. I mean, like, I don't even know what it is, but yeah, I would.
I don't even know what it is, but I'll go.
I'll do it. Yeah.
It's the bag that, I'm still trying to think of what bag that I had there that you're talking about. It was Kay that had the bag.
Kay had the bag, yes. But I know you've got one just like it.
Well, I don't, because mine was a little bit different.
Well, yeah, but
Because hers was prettier. Hers was a better pattern than mine.
oh, okay.
But I would love to do a bag class though.
Let's see if I can find it.
Because hers was like the Mary Poppins bag. Well, no, it was
Yeah.
a zip bag.
That's what that one is that I did.
Oh,
Was
you've
yours-
already done one of them?
I've got two Poppins bags.
Yeah, but do you have the Deb
No.
Canham serger
the
one?
Deb
No, I
Canham
don't have the Deb Canham serger.
Mary Poppins bag, but it was similar. It was more like the Mary Poppins bag.
Ah,
But, so you have to use a serger because I have a serger, but I don't know how to use it.
is it a baby lock?
No, it's
Oh.
a staff. Actually, my aunt gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, no, you have to have I think you have to have a
The
baby.
best thing to do is
Oh, a
set
baby
that
lock. Oh, okay.
up.
All
Because you have
right.
to have one
then.
that does both cover stitch,
Cover and overlock.
cover and overlock, right?
Cover it, stitch in and overlock. Okay.
Yes, it uses both. I don't believe what I just did. I just cut out enough of those squares to make 12 more.
My
The
God.
problem is I only need 4.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I have to
Robin, did you finish your wing and a prayer? Well, yeah, the fantasy.
No, not yet. I'm
was,
like halfway done.
I was so happy with mine. I really was. I gave it to like our son who got married,
Uh-huh.
and they loved it.
I
So,
bet they did.
let me see here. Can you see that? Tammy?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Great.
I want to see. Hang on.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
beautiful.
Oh, that's the one that you made for
For Dawn, yeah.
yeah. Oh, that one was so pretty. I got to see it, and it is.
Oh, okay. You saw it in person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right before you got to go out.
I was really happy with it. Oh, that's right. You came over that day and picked up the stuff.
Yeah, I'm about halfway done.
I just, I was really happy with it. And then I was so happy with the backing that I had here. I was going to order backing for it. And then it, like, all of a sudden, his fiance was going to be here. And so I was afraid I didn't have time. And I was just standing at my cutting table and looked over on the shelf and thought, oh, that back, I think will work.
What's going on here? Am I still here?
Mhm.
Yes. I was trying to look up that pattern.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up too. And
Which one? Oh, the Deb Canham
Look up,
pattern?
look up Deb, DEBCANHAM Studio. Actually, I could go look at it on my computer while I'm still talking on the iPad.
that's what I was doing, and so. Well, I don't see it on here. I wonder if it's the Ahoy travel bag.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think it is, yes, because that's it exactly. Because the kit in the same
Yeah.
fabric that she got it in is
Yeah, with the yellow and the reds.
yeah. Oh, that is just so. Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Oh, you
So
want
Janet did it with the blues and greens, and Kay did it with the yellows.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, there you go.
So you don't remember her showing that at the retreat, Robin?
I think so.
Yeah. So she had that one at the retreat. So there's the blues. Oh, I like the red fishes better.
Yeah.
But I got my own fabric for it. So I've got the fabric. I just need the, okay, so here's the link. Serger School featured courses. View all products.
There it is.
Okay. So do you then need the pattern or something?
I'm trying to.
Or does the class come with the pattern?
It probably does. I didn't buy the pattern because I already had the other pattern, and so I was just going to do the fancy stitches like they did.
Oh, okay.
That's why mine.
Yes.
Mine ended up with that little featherweight bag.
Okay, so let me see if I can go back to her shop and find the back. There we go. Okay, so this is what I want to do is I want to go here and I want to shop. And I want to search for its patterns.
Lord, I think I'm just looking back.
So this is the kitty cat purse that I made.
Yes,
Not
How
with
that I
cute
made.
is that?
That we
Okay.
both made.
Oh my God, that is so cute in the back.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
That's adorable.
It turned out so cute. I didn't do hers. I just did the regular pattern, but I've got that as an embroidery applique if anybody ever wants to do that bag.
Oh, that's so cute.
It turned out so adorable. Well, it must. Oh, then they've got the dog one too. Look at the dog one she's got. Oh my God, that is hysterical. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she doesn't have a pattern for it, so I think I might assume that it comes with the pattern. Search. Oh boy.
So you have to get the kit, it looks like.
Well, I don't want to buy the kit. I've got my own fabrics.
That's what it looks like. At least
Well, no, you don't have to, because Kay has all of, she bought the whole thing. She bought
Yeah.
the kit, and it comes with videos. Her videos are really good.
Yeah, so that, see, it looks like you can do that, but if you can either do buy the kit and the videos are included in that, or you can buy the class pattern and how to put it all together. Cutting out instructions.
Yeah, you know, the reason we're looking confused is she's recently rearranged her website and everything to change how she presents this, because if she's teaching from a different website.
Yeah. And so I kind of tend to think that if you pay $50 for the class, that the pattern's included.
you would hope so.
Yeah.
How else would you get it?
Right. Right. And so that's kind of, I'll put an email out on it and we'll have to talk about dates. But
And how to get all the supplies. Like
yeah. And so you can
thread,
buy the kit
zipper,
or
that.
I can order the supplies and everything. Because the kit includes all the decorative threads except regular serger thread. Well, that's no problem. But see, I can get all the decorative threads, and that's what I've got my own fabric that I picked out for it. And so I just need to see what kind of threads they are and stuff like that.
Mm.
Which I'm sure the class will tell you about.
I mean, really what we'd like is just the pattern, but I'm not sure she's selling the pattern. It looks like, because she used to have patterns on her website.
Well, yeah, she's got patterns, but not one for this.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, it says pattern and how to put it together. So cutting out instructions. And so it's kind of sounds like the pattern is included with the class.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But
Yeah, so
we don't actually need the class. We just want the pattern, but I don't think
You can get it without it.
right, and that's why I'm thinking I will pay for the class. Okay. And that will give us the pattern, and plus then we can review the video and then try to do it, and then you guys can help us, right?
But what I'm saying is Kay already did that.
Oh, okay.
Kay and Janet both bought It's a whole class.
Oh,
with-
okay. So we've
those
already
in-
got access to it.
Yes.
Read between the lines. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I sent you and Kay a text to kind of jog memories, but that's the bag. So that's all I kind of wanted to figure it out. And so, yeah. Because if she gives me access just to the supply list is what I'm really looking for, so that I can let everybody know what they need to have and when we do it and stuff. So I'm sure she'll text me back at some point.
Yeah, she's at the beach. So
Oh, that's right, because she texted me the other day and wanted pictures of the doll quilt. So yeah, so we'll figure that one out and we'll get together sometime in, God, it's June already, you guys. Do you realize that? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. So sometime this summer we will get together down at Dorothy's and have a serger bag. Because it just looks so cute and I just really would like to do
it
it.
is really cute. Well, the other thing is the sewing machine cover.
Yeah, that's the other one I'd like to do too. So
But the techniques are the same. The thing that she does that's really neat is teach you how to use all those threads that we bought.
yeah,
She's
exactly.
really-
'Cause look at how many threads that I've already got. So I probably got enough for it to use. Yeah. So yeah, so if I can get her to send me a supply list of, what threads were used, etc., then I can go through and say, okay, well, we're going to use this one instead, and this is what I've got, and see what colors everybody wants, etc. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for me. I don't know about Dorothy.
Works for me.
She invited us, okay, so although she did just say enrichment, she didn't say where enrichment. So
That's right.
maybe she's volunteering Dorothy's house. When
mean
she texts me back, I'll text her that. Huh?
I was volunteering Dorothy's house.
Oh. Oh my gosh! When I text her, I'll say that. Yeah. Well, Dorothy talked about it, and we're gonna have it at your house. And all right, you guys, it's 4:00. My brain is
Okay.
dead.
I'll
All
see you
right, thank
tomorrow.
you so much.
Okay. Do you guys want to meet next Tuesday to kind of see how we're doing?
I won't be here,
You
so
won't be here.
I
Okay.
won't be able to. I'll be freaking out getting ready for the Studio 180 retreat.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. Next Wednesday through Sunday.
mm,
So now I'm going to stop the video because I should have stopped it quite a while ago before we were gossiping. So I will go in and edit the video. Oops.
Do you have to,
all right.
are you making that tree quilt for the retreat, Dorothy?
No, it's just one they wanted people to test a new pattern.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you don't get to see the pattern. You just say yes. No.
Sure, I'll sew something.
Yeah. Well, I love sewing for them. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like what they do. There's
I'll see you.
there's one lady that I won't test for anymore. I can't. Her patterns drive me nuts.
Oh,
So I told her that about the third one that I signed up for. I started it and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Yeah.
okay. Debbie left.
Yep.
Apparently.
Bye. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll head out. I'll go too.
Okay.
We'll
See
see ya.
you guys Thursday, I hope.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.